say that it didn't happen to get the person to believe a lie so that, they don't get left. And like I was saying yesterday, with anger, it to me the definition is the emotion that comes with the fear of losing control. If you're definitely in control of a situation, you have nothing to be mad about. But once you start losing control, once you start seeing that things aren't going the way that you would like them to, once you are seeing that you can't control the outcome of the situation, you get angry about it. You try to do whatever you can to make sure that things go back to the way that you want them to be. And some people will do anything to it. I used to be a person that used to try to do it. I used to try to manipulate the situation. I try to lie. I try to um, make things happen, get angry, argue about it. Um, just whatever I could. I wasn't like abusive, but I was an angry person. I was a manipulator. I lied. I did what I could to try to make the person believe that what I did never happened, or try to even in trying to prove somebody wrong, or trying to get them to see that they did me wrong. I was very argumentative. I was trying to prove a point. I was always trying to, get a scenario to where I can see it. I was telling them that they're wrong. I was basically causing people to be defensive against me. And, it was all because I didn't have control anymore. I liked to know what was going on. I liked to know what was happening. Where I was comfortable at, I wanted to stay there. But in a situation where you're not comfortable and not in having things go haywire and you can't handle it, you usually get angry about it. And that's one thing I actually had to learn is, you know, I can't control situations. I can't control people. I can't control situations. Um, if I have to lie now, I have to think about how, I gotta keep lying about the subject. I don't want to keep doing it. Stuff that, I don't want to be confused. I don't want to be, wrong. So I had to change my ways. I definitely had to see what was wrong with me to where I was having to do all this stuff. I was having to be angry. I was having to, argue all the time. Why was that? And when I looked at myself, I was seeing it was because of fear. I was scared of what was happening. I was scared of no control. I was scared of things not going the way that I wanted them to. But in learning that I'm not in control of situations, of people, of things that are happening, of where I'm going, I became more comfortable in admitting I'm not in control of these situations and letting myself believe that, and believing that all I have to do is give my all. If I'm in a relationship and stuff is not going the right way, I step it up 100%. I go the right way. I can go the left or I can go the right way. I can do the right thing or I can do the wrong thing. Even in doing the right thing, it may not go the way that I wanted to, but I still can say I gave my all. I still can say I did the right thing. If I go the wrong way, now I'm confused. Now I'm sad. Now I have to figure out situations within myself. Now I'm hurting people, or I'm trying to protect myself too much to where I'm not caring about the person that I say that I care about. So I'm not like looking in a relationship and saying, well, things are going bad, and getting scared and saying, well, I got to start looking for somebody else. well, I'm looking at it and saying, well, this is not right. Well, maybe I can fix it in this type of way. Maybe I should go buy some flowers. Maybe I should apologize. Maybe I should um, do things better. Maybe I should try harder the next time. Maybe I should ask how I should do it. Maybe I should ask how they're feeling. Maybe I should think about how they're feeling about the situation. Empathy is a big thing um, that people should have, especially in a situation, because it gives you the chance to think about what the person is thinking when it comes to that. We'll think about what they're thinking when it comes to a bad situation, but how to make it better, or what they're doing, or how we're hurting them, or what the situation is, to where we can try to see what they're thinking and try harder to make the situations work. Empathy is definitely a thing that I advise people to try to learn, because as being a selfish person, you have no empathy. You're always thinking about you instead of the other person. You're not trying to put yourself in their shoes to see what they're thinking, or how they're hurting, or what is going on. That can help you become a better person. Because I want to become a better person, I'm trying to think of these things. I'm trying to think of ways to make myself better. I'm trying to think of the ways that I hurt a person so I don't do it again. Or what I did to make them mad so they won't be mad again. And that also comes with self-control. Um, One thing I had to learn is self-control. I got to be able to, control myself when it comes to, any temptation that I have to do the wrong thing, and try to do the right thing in everything. Try to do the best that I can in everything. Discipline myself to, discipline and self-control go hand in hand. To me, I may be wrong, but this for me, discipline and self control go hand in hand, because if you can control yourself in situations where you usually couldn't, especially like talking to people that you shouldn't be talking to, in the ways that you talk to them, it helps you out. With me, I'm learning self control with like fasting. Um, like fasting, with praying, and trying to get myself on a schedule as far as doing things in the right way, making sure I stay on track, you know bringing more healthiness to my life, eating healthy, eating healthy, working out, making sure that I can do things. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But but I can do all things if I'm thinking healthier. So me personally, I advise empathy. I advise practicing self-control and discipline. I advise eating healthier. I advise working out. Living healthier. Uh, Being more positive, talking positive, treating other people with respect and positive. There was a guy today working in the gym. He asked me to spot him. After he got done, I gave him a high five. I told him good job. Just because I want to keep him positive, so that maybe he sees me struggling, and and somebody sees me struggling, they be like, man, you're doing a good job. Because you want people to, that person that believes in you gives you that extra push when you're ready to give up. They let you know, hey man, you're doing good, you can do it, don't give up. And you definitely believe it just because somebody else believes in you. And I think this all adds up to how you love, how you love yourself, and how you love others. I don't think there's a lot of love actually being passed around, as far as, I may be wrong, but I don't think it's the right love that is being passed around. With Christianity today, um, I don't think that, back in the day, I believe that, they did everything correct, but they didn't have the right heart for it. And today I believe that, people don't, they have the right heart for it, but they don't do everything correctly. So I think it, with the roles they reversed, because back then they kept their laws, they did their sacrifices, they did their praying, but they got too into it as a religion to, be able to, love God as much as they do. It was just more of, this is what I do all the time. This is what it is. It's just normal. It's not sacrificial anymore. And then, with Christianity today, it's more of, God loves me, I love him, but I don't really show it the way that I should. If a lot of people say, well, yeah, I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, and then they go on with their regular business. What if you sit here and you say, I believe in air, but you don't breathe it? You just hold your breath. You don't prove that you believe in air. And that's what I feel like it has came to today. And let me back it up. It was the Jewish community before it became Christianity that they did everything in that type of way. Back in the old days. Yeah, I feel like society, especially like for the black community, they're teaching us how to fear each other. They're teaching us to fear each other. They're teaching us to one up the other person so that you always feel like you're above them, like you have something to back you up. I'm going to get you before you get me. I'm going to get your girl before you're able to get mine. Or, I'm going to do something to you before you do something to me. Just out of fear that you're able to get to me. If I'm fearing that you can get to me, I'm going to do something to you first. Instead of helping you out, instead of protecting you, instead of being your friend, I'm going to treat you like you could be my enemy. So I know when you become my enemy, I've always had something that I can up you up one over. So it's like we have to be tough because, somebody can take advantage of it if we're not tough enough. The streets are tough and they will eat you alive. And that's what we've been taught. So we had to be tough. We had to, when somebody's walking by, we had to show them that we're not the ones to mess with. You got to make sure that, people know not to mess with you because they can. And if they can, you want them to think that they can't. But I don't know. This is just my perspective and what I'm thinking. Definitely hit me up if you think I'm wrong or anything, or if I'm right, definitely let me know that I am correct, because it's just my perspective. I definitely can be wrong by saying these things, but I don't want to be rambling on too much as far as these situations. I'm just giving my perspective. I'm just talking today. I really didn't have a subject really written up very well. Most of the time I sound the same as I do right now. But I do thank everybody for listening in, for showing love, liking the comments. Remember, hit the follow button whenever you can. I'm doing a show every day that I can. And I'm going to continue to do shows. I'm hoping to bring guests in and get more of a conversational field. I definitely want to get married couples to come on, and engaged couples. Just to give their perspective on what they're on things about what they were going through, if they had to change anything. What happened. I definitely am looking for people to hit me up about being in like abusive relationships or things like that, so that we can know that people work through them, and we can know how people work through them as far as that. So definitely hit me up. Like I said, my email address, mplsmikid@yahoo or gmail.com, or definitely join Aspects Land of a Changing Man on Facebook. That is the Facebook page for this podcast.